你家自助餐真敢开呀
Whoa, your buffet really dares to operate? This piece of meat is ridiculously salty. Red Bull flavored drink? What a lineup of dishes. This meat is something I couldn't even buy if I wanted to. A landscape painting. This is art. Oh, there's even a master at work. Is this a world map? This trip was totally worth it. And look, amber-colored shrimp. The buffet industry in China continues to face revelations of artificial and man-made ingredients, from fake beef and zombie seafood to expired beverages and appetite-boosting additives. These deceptive practices are truly jaw-dropping. Today, let's take a closer look at just how outrageous these buffet scams can get. Recently, food vlogger Grey Pigeon visited a hot pot buffet restaurant in Baoji, Shanxi province at the request of his followers. The restaurant claims to be one of the best in town, offering unlimited beef and seafood for just 49 yuan, or about $7 per person, a seemingly great deal. But the moment he stepped inside, the vlogger was left speechless. The first thing that caught his eye was the drinks at the cashier counter. The label showed a production date of January 2024, meaning they were already over a month past their expiration date. Yet, the staff remained unfazed, casually responding, "These are free." In other words, since they're not charging, customers shouldn't complain about expired drinks. Next, the vlogger turned to inspect the meat selection at the buffet. Names like marbled bacon, marbled beef, and flavored chicken steak sounded fancy, but something about their appearance just didn't seem right.
只有你想不到，没有他做不到的。
There's nothing they can't do, only things you can't imagine. They dare to write it, but I don't even dare to believe it. If you go all out eating here, your health insurance card might end up overdrawn. This so-called premium meat steak, the moment I started chewing, my mind flashed through everything I've eaten in my life, yet I still couldn't figure out what this thing was. It literally knocked me out. You really shouldn't look too closely at this meat, because once you do, you might not dare to eat it anymore. It gets even more shocking. The vlogger ordered a pan-seared steak, but the texture felt oddly strange. Sensing something was off, he went straight to the kitchen to get to the bottom of it.
咱这个肉是啥肉啊？这个
What kind of meat is this? This one.
This? It's steak.
Steak? Then why doesn't it taste like steak?
It's French-style steak.
French-style steak? Then why does it have tendons in it?
Tendons?
Yeah, is this some kind of tendon steak?
No, no tendons. It's not steak. It's duck meat.
Duck meat? French-style steak is made of duck meat?
When did I say it was French-style steak?
You just said it, French-style steak.
Nope, I said bionic steak.
And here you were claiming it was real steak. After the vlogger's persistent questioning, the so-called French-style steak suddenly turned into bionic steak. But to be fair, the chef was at least honest enough to admit that it was actually made from duck meat. Frustrated, the vlogger couldn't hold back. After all, the menu clearly stated filet steak. Wasn't this outright deception? Next, he turned his attention to the restaurant's signature dish, the supposedly unlimited beef rolls. The vlogger asked what kind of meat roll this was. At first, the chef confidently replied, "Beef roll," but when the vlogger walked over to the freezer, the color and texture looked nothing like beef. Upon further questioning, the truth came out once again. It was actually a duck meat roll. Turns out, in this restaurant, duck meat is the ultimate stand-in for beef.
这皮皮虾头期都给我完了，软一闻。
The seafood section was an absolute disaster zone. Just look at these mantis shrimp. Who knows how many days they've been sitting there. The stench alone was overwhelming. There were even crabs, but they seemed to be all shells, no meat. The shrimp? Rock hard, frozen zombie shrimp. And then there were shellfish and oysters that had clearly been left out for who knows how long. The seafood section's main theme? Absolute stillness. You need a steel stomach to even consider eating this.
那老螃蟹一开壳，那味儿跟化粪池蝶泳。
When you crack open those old crabs, the smell is like a sewage tank. I barely managed to endure it, but then I took a bite of a grilled chicken wing, and the moment it hit my mouth, I almost passed out from the stench. Let me try another bite. Wait, why do these wings reek so bad? Oh God, I nearly threw up.
从那个好像抓阄说，
Just looking at this lucky draw style hotpot base, you could tell this place operates on as long as it's edible philosophy. If you're eating here, may the odds be in your favor.
番茄肉这一块那属于他家的重磅菜系。
The original cut meat is supposed to be one of their premium dishes, a real heavyweight on the menu. But the moment I saw it, it hit my brain like a knockout punch. What kind of aesthetic look is this meat supposed to have? And they actually dared to put it on display? This so-called marbled beef looks like a mirage, an illusion. Comparing it to the menu picture, I honestly thought they just cut out a pixelated mess and put it on the table.
它这个菜系设计的非常隐性。
This buffet's menu design is truly considerate. Afraid you won't get full? No worries. They've already prepared sausages, staple foods, and even instant noodles for you. Not just bagged instant noodles, but also cup noodles. They really went all out. Then there's a fully fermented pizza, which upon closer inspection, turns out to be a foldable version. Even sesame balls and deep-fried pastries made it onto the menu. This buffet meal moved me to tears. I was on the verge of crying. As I slurped down a mouthful of noodles, I suddenly stopped to think, why am I even here? I need an explanation for what just happened to my intelligence. Just look at this row of condiments, 22 different seasonings. You've got more condiments than actual dishes. What's more, before arriving, the vlogger noticed the restaurant's newly posted advertisement promoting their crayfish. But upon arrival, there wasn't a single crayfish in sight. So when he asked the owner about it,
咱家那个小龙虾呢？
where are the crayfish?
I replace them with something else. Sometimes we have them, sometimes we don't.
Then why advertise them? Just an hour ago, you were still saying they were available.
Promotions don't always match the daily menu.
Wow, and you say that so confidently. So, was that ad posted while sleepwalking an hour ago? Some people commented that with so many staple foods like noodles and steamed buns, plus the thoughtful addition of cup noodles, the restaurant might still have a bit of conscience. But then again, perhaps the only real thing here is the instant noodles. Next, let's take a look at this restaurant's promotional video on Douyin, where they boldly claim, fresh ingredients every day, only real quality makes great taste. One can only wonder how many people saw the ad, eagerly rushed over, and ended up with a stomach full of artificial and counterfeit foods. Some people commented, what do you expect from a buffet that costs just a few dozen yuan? It's so cheap, there's nothing to complain about. It's all just psychological comfort. Others argue that these low-cost buffets are nothing more than a bait-and-switch scam, and after eating here, you might end up paying extra for medical bills. This is a classic case of bad money drives out good money. It's bound to collapse sooner or later in a market this cutthroat. Some people also pointed out, everyone wants to believe they can get 200 yuan worth of food for just 50 yuan, but how is that even possible? Indeed, a 49 yuan buffet claiming unlimited beef and seafood sounds unrealistic from the start. People are well aware of the market prices for beef and seafood, so it's hardly surprising that the restaurant resorted to tricks like Red Bull flavored drinks, fake beef made from duck meat, and long-forgotten zombie seafood. If a 49 yuan buffet is all about as long as it's edible, just hope for the best, would a slightly more expensive option be any better? Enter another buffet restaurant, never late for Spring Lifehouse Buffet, offering an 88 yuan lunch set and a 98 yuan dinner with no time limit, a deal that sounds quite tempting at first. Their advertisements are even more enticing. The lamb skewers, all made from premium Ximeng lamb chops, top-notch quality, the Sichuan-style dishes, everything you could ask for, including spicy chicken, their signature boiled fish, even crave-worthy bullfrog. And just look at this abalone stewed with chicken gizzards. Forget buffets. I haven't even seen this at regular restaurants.
No way! An all-you-can-eat buffet for just 80-something yuan. And even durian is unlimited? And the best part, it's not even time limited. That's just insane. Right here in the Haixi Golden Business District at Spring Never Late, they offer this buffet-style Lifehouse experience. Even freshly tapped craft beer is unlimited. They've got all kinds of beef and lamb skewers, tendon, kidneys, over 70 different barbecue options, more than 10 stir-fried dishes, and a huge variety of seafood. From the moment you walk in, everything is included. No extra charges. Lunch is just 88 yuan. Dinner, 98 yuan. And you even get live performances. With an unlimited buffet like this, you're basically making your money back just by eating.
But what's the reality behind all these grand promises? Let's follow the vlogger's camera and find out.
他这个说什么来屋 house 放
They call this a live house and a buffet for exam takers. But the moment I walked in, the floor was filthy and the benches were covered in grease stains. I was wondering why they didn't bother cleaning the grill, but then they told me, oh, that's just burnt durian.
先处理一下这个菜单，看都有什么菜系。
Let me take a look at the menu and see what they actually have. Flipping through, I realized the beef skewers, gone. The beef arota, gone. Even the chicken gizzards, also gone. I was absolutely not expecting this. As for the grilled squid sausage, only one serving left. Wait, that's it? Nothing more? The waiter told him that the skewers were still being prepared and would take about 20 minutes. Maybe it's because they just finished promoting yesterday, and this morning, several busloads of big eaters showed up. Even the vegetable salad and mixed greens are completely gone. People must have been ravenous. Otherwise, how do you explain this fruit platter? The plate itself is missing, but hey, at least the metal stand is still here. They boldly claimed there was unlimited fresh durian, but what I got was this box-baked cheese durian instead. The moment I took a bite, oh boy, I was wondering why the durian had a lid on it. Good thing I checked before they baked it, because this thing, if Iron Man ate it, even his drive shaft would rust. My health insurance card would be maxed out. Where's the abalone? And since when is it stewed with chicken gizzards? The bullfrog tastes just like chicken, the beef tastes like canned meat, and as for the grilled skewers, the kidney is already turning black. Be honest, are you guys planning to shut down for good? Just look at the color of this durian. It's basically a chocolate swirl. And this kidney, half red, half black. Bro, you really expect me to eat this? What the heck is this?
That's cheese.
Isn't cheese supposed to be yellow? This is black.
It got burnt.
I haven't even started the grill, and it's already burnt?
If you don't want to eat it, I can give you a full refund. But if you do eat it, I'll only charge you half price.
Huh? What do you mean? I came here on purpose after seeing your ad yesterday. It looked great in the promotion. Now that I'm here, you're basically kicking me out? I haven't even got my skewers. I haven't even started grilling yet. Perhaps the waiter recognized the vlogger, which is why they offered such a deal, hoping he wouldn't upload the video. Unfortunately for them, their wish didn't come true. The video still made it online, sparking widespread attention. Some thanked the vlogger for exposing the scam, while others sighed, it would be a miracle not to get burned by a place like this. A vlogger from Anshan Lianghui province visited a local restaurant claiming to offer Korean barbecue buffet for 70 yuan per person, boasting unlimited beef, lamb, and seafood. This is supposed to be a pork jowl, but honestly, it doesn't look great. Guys, for 70 yuan, we can't really expect top quality, right? But hey, they even have big shrimp included in the price. Now, tell me, what cut of meat is this? Or is it just me, or does this meat look suspiciously similar to that color-enhanced synthetic stuff I saw on Douyin the other day? Oh my gosh, just look at this pork belly. Previously, reporters from a mainland Chinese media conducted an undercover investigation at a 75 yuan all-you-can-eat barbecue restaurant, which also claimed to offer unlimited beef, lamb, and seafood. The investigation revealed that this seemingly high-value buffet was nothing more than a scam. All the so-called beef and lamb were actually duck meat, and the seafood had been chemically bleached, essentially zombie seafood. Even more shocking, the restaurant was found to be serving leftover dishes that had already been on customers' tables. As for the longtime employees, they seemed completely unmoved by these blatant food fraud practices. They had simply gotten used to it. Don't the customers notice?
They have no idea. If you tell them it's beef, they will believe it's beef. If you say it's lamb, it's lamb. When they ask what kind of meat it is, just say it's beef or lamb.
This dismissive approach towards customers is highly concerning. After gathering sufficient evidence, the reporters handed it over to the relative authorities. As a result, the restaurant was ordered to suspend operations for rectification and fined. People cheered the decision, saying, "A place that scams customers like this deserves to shut down." But the tricks of all-you-can-eat buffets don't stop there. Some restaurants use appetite suppressants in the food or crushed, compressed biscuits in dipping sauces to make customers feel full faster. Others even manipulate lighting designs to create an uncomfortable dining environment, subtly encouraging people to leave sooner.
I went to an all-you-can-eat buffet with some friends. I seriously suspected the air was filled with crushed, compressed biscuits. I had only been eating for 5 minutes before feeling so full I couldn't sit still. The lighting inside is definitely designed with a purpose. The moment you step in, you already feel like you've eaten enough. Something about those lights just feels off. Stay too long and you start feeling dizzy. then if you eat more carbs, you just get sleepier and sleepier. I spent less time eating here than I would at a small diner. I can't say for sure about everything else, but I do know that barbecue buffets definitely mix crushed compressed biscuits into the dipping sauces. 1, to enhance the aroma, and 2, to make you feel full faster. The whole place also feels slightly stuffy, which is something I haven't experienced at other buffets. And another thing, from the outside, the restaurant looks big, but once you sit down, you realize the tables and chairs are tiny, making everything feeling uncomfortably cramped.
But with the current economic downturn and widespread consumer downgrading, these seemingly high-value buffets are actually gaining more traction in the market. A buffet restaurant owner has even come forward to reveal some behind-the-scenes secrets. There are so many secrets in the buffet industry. I could talk about them all day. I myself run a buffet restaurant. Have you noticed that recently, many new buffet spots have popped up in Bengbu City? When they promoted themselves, they only talk about the variety of dishes, never the details. That's because they can't. They don't dare to. Take meat, for example. It generally falls into 4 categories: original cut, fresh cut, processed, and marinated. The first 2, you'll almost never see them in a buffet. Most places rely heavily on chicken and duck, using food additives to pass them off as beef or lamb, cutting costs while maintaining the illusion of quality. Think about it. How much do you think that so-called beef and lamb actually costs? Just 5 to 8 yuan per pound. Why do so many buffet restaurants charge high prices, yet you still don't get quality ingredients? Because their operating costs are too high, most of their money goes straight to rent and renovations, leaving little left for better food quality. We previously reported that due to high market demand, large-scale fake beef processing workshops have been thriving. These so-called premium marble beef slices supplied to hot pot restaurants have nothing to do with real beef. They are made from scraps of chicken and duck meat mixed with binding agents, preservatives, and various chemical additives, along with artificial flavorings to mimic the taste and texture of real beef. In addition to buffet hot pot and barbecue, another trend has emerged in recent years. All-you-can-eat braised bone buffets, priced as low as 20 to 30 yuan, or about $3 to $4 per person.
For just under 30 yuan, you get unlimited braised bones and blanched vegetables. You can fill an entire table with food for just 30 yuan. And the best part? You can refill the braised bones as much as you want. Eat as much as you like. Plus, the vegetables are also unlimited.
Some people found this puzzling. With meat prices so high, how can a 30 yuan all-you-can-eat braised bone buffet possibly turn a profit? Don't worry, there's a trick behind it too. Let's see how this vlogger uncovers the secret. Everyone knows the economy is struggling and spending habits have shifted, right? A friend of mine runs a buffet hot pot restaurant and he's already preparing to shut down. The other day, he let me in on a little secret. Let me ask you, at a 30 yuan all-you-can-eat braised bone buffet, do you think you can eat enough to get your money's worth? The truth is, not even a king could eat their money's worth here. You don't believe me? I didn't at first either. You go to the market and a rack of big pork bones costs 17 to 18 yuan a pound. So how could they not make a profit? Too naive, my friends. Even if they charged you 20 yuan, you still wouldn't be getting your money's worth. You think those big juicy bones you're eating are premium cuts? Think again. The ones with a bit of conscience might be serving you frozen meat that's been stored for over 3 years. But if their conscience is long gone, then what you're eating could be meat that's been frozen for 6 or 7 years. And let me tell you, that kind of meat has a unique taste. Ever notice the outer part of the meat looks bright red, but the inside has some blue or purple discoloration? That's right. That means it's been frozen for over 6 years. But the real kicker? It's not just old. The source of this meat is even more questionable. Remember when there was a huge outbreak of swine fever a few years back? You've probably seen news reports of diseased pigs being buried with excavators, right? But do you really think all those pigs were actually buried? You don't think some shady dealer secretly butchered them, froze the meat, and waited a few years to resell it for a good price? Of course they did. So how much is this vintage meat actually worth? According to my friend, a 40-pound box costs just over 40 yuan. That's about 1 yuan per pound. So when they charge you 30 yuan for unlimited refills, telling you to eat all you want, the owner is still making at least 1/3 in profit. In recent years, the number of budget buffets in China has surged. On the surface, this appears to be a cost-effective victory in an era of consumer downgrading. But beneath the facade lies the shocking reality of industry chaos and deceptive practices. The temptation of all-you-can-eat beef and seafood for just a few dozen yuan is undeniably strong, but in nature, these low-cost buffets are nothing more than bait-and-switch scams. Consumers aren't just eating fake food, they're also swallowing health risks and an insult on their intelligence. Some people jokingly say, it's just psychological comfort, but this sentiment reveals a deeper issue. As China's economy slows and consumer spending declines, many are forced to accept cheap, low-quality alternatives. Meanwhile, restaurants struggle to survive under soaring rent and operational costs, pushing them to cut corners, use subpar ingredients, or even serve expired and unsafe food. More critically, weak industry regulations and declining ethical standards have allowed unscrupulous businesses to thrive, with endless new tricks to deceive customers. If this bad money drives out good money model continues unchecked, it will erode trust in the entire restaurant industry, making it harder for honest businesses to survive and leaving consumers with nowhere to place their trust.